Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another reading adventure. I believe it was 2 years ago now that for February we read a bunch of romance books, and I am currently in the romance reading mood, so we are doing the same thing for 2025. So obviously we're reading romance, and obviously I'm excited, and obviously I've already started a book number 1, which is Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I almost said Emily Henry, and I fear that if I said that and stood by it, people would be like, you're an idiot. I'm not. Emily Henry is just talked about a lot. I don't know if I've ever read an Emily Henry book. I don't think I've ever read an Emily Henry book. I should probably do that. Anyways, we're not reading Emily Henry today. We are reading Emily McIntyre's Scarred. This is the second book in the Never After series. And Guys, I started it. I loved it. I'm really enjoying myself. I'd also like to pause for a second and say that that's probably the quickest intro I've ever done in my life. It's been a minute and a half of me filming, and we're already to me talking about book number 1. This is simply due to the fact that all I want to do is open Scarred and continue to keep reading it. My next chapter is chapter 19. I am on page 128. I'm a few chapters farther than when we did that fun little thing we just did, like the time-lapse situation, because I read 2 chapters before I went to bed last night, and I filmed that the night before. Anyways, either way, chapter 19 is next in Scarred, 128 pages in, and honestly, the reason that I haven't sat down to talk about this book yet is because there's not a whole ton of things happening. Obviously, we've started the book, we got introduced to the characters, the world, and all of the wonderful things like that. This is based off of The Lion King, and I cannot figure out who our main female character is still. I'm sure I could Google it, but obviously Scar is our main male character. And this is an arranged marriage type situation. And honestly, I'm really enjoying it. I don't know if I've ever read an arranged marriage romance before, or at least not one that I can remember. Either way, I'm really enjoying it. But for the fact that we are 128 pages into the book, it really, and I mean this in the kindest way possible, truly I do, but it is not as physically intimate as I expected it to be. And not that that's a bad thing by any means. Oh my gosh, it's not like I was banking on it or just wanting to read that. I'm actually interested in the story and what's happening, but I'm just really surprised. I think within the first 50 pages of Hooked, which is the first book in this series, there was a physically intimate scene going on, and I'm just really curious, surprised, all of the above, that we haven't seen one of those in here yet. But again, this is not me complaining, I'm just stating that it's really interesting. We're kind of just here, honestly. Nonetheless, there's definitely a romance happening between characters, and that arranged marriage is not technically with Tristan, who is Scar in this book. So it's messy. We haven't, they're not even married yet. The other dude literally just proposed to our girl, Sarah. They're not even married yet, and it's already kind of off the rails insane. Which nothing absolutely crazy happened. I don't know. Anyways, I'm really enjoying it, and I want to get back to reading it, and I just finished working a shift, and all that I've been thinking about is reading this book. So I'm going to go continue to read this book. We're going to go read Scarred by Emily Henry. I'm going to turn my lights to my making it cozy situation, and I'm going to read this book, and I'm really excited to do so. And I've said that 18 times, so it's time for me to put the microphone down and move on with my life. I don't know if it's the outfit or the fact that I really need to wash my hair so it's pinned straight right now, but I genuinely feel like I look like someone who would bully people in high school. Random little tidbit, but I had to get it out there because I'm in such a plain black shirt. My hair is straight. Look at my hair. Look at my hair. Look at how nice my hair is compared to your hair. It's so much better than yours. I look like I'm an asshole. I really look like I'm just a really mean person. Sorry, that's not the point, but I don't think I've ever seen myself in a plain black shirt ever. Literally ever, except for maybe a choir concert in middle school. Nonetheless, really throwing me. But we're not here to talk about my lack of fashion choice today. We are here, however, to talk about Scarred by Emily Henry McIntyre. I've been doing that the entire time I've been reading this book. I keep confusing Henry and McIntyre. I don't know why. We are here with Scarred by Emily McIntyre, not Emily Henry. I have absolutely powered through most of this book because honestly, I was waiting for them to kiss. I just kept reading and waiting for them to kiss me. Like, it has to be eventually, right? Like, it has to come soon. It's gotta be now. Like, it's gotta happen, right? But they did finally kiss. They kissed on page 223, and I'm on page 277. So there's like 50 pages of stuff in between, but I got too excited and I had to keep reading, and now we're here with like 100 pages left of Scarred. I really don't know if I have like a definitive feeling on this book. It's nothing bad, but I remember being absolutely hooked to the first book in the series, Hooked by Emily McIntyre. I could not put that thing down. It was so good. I think I read it in like 2 days or something, and I was marking and tabbing that book, and I was just having the time of my life, giggling, kicking my feet, just like fully immersed in loving what I was reading. This one, however, has completely thrown me. It is a lot more plot driven than what I remember the first one to be. I do want to point out though that this one is very much like an arranged marriage type situation, except it's not really arranged anymore. And it is like a political, it's not magic, but and it's not fantasy. It gives me fantasy vibes because of Disney, and Disney is fantasy in my head because there's always magic and talking animals. I hope you get what I mean. But there's not talking animals in this because it's our characters are literally just the people. Anyway, my point is, it's very politically drawn. It is very plot driven, politically driven. Like, everything that is happening for a reason, and there's just a lot more plot involvement than the first one. And I mean, we are literally 278 pages into this book with only 100 pages left, and I don't know what's gonna happen. We're on this path of our girl marrying the guy she's supposed to, and the actual romance is a secret. But I mean, something has to change within these 100 pages, but I just don't know how we're gonna do it. Normally when there's a plot like this and I'm reading about it, or I'm reading a book like it, I'm like, it's a fantasy, right? And we got like 400 pages left, or a whole other book. Like, we read those 100 pages left in this book, and then there would be a second one, but there's no second one. This is gonna be everything. This is it. And honestly, I haven't picked this book up for like 2 or 3 days, and I think that's why I haven't, was because I'm like, I don't want it to end. Not that I don't want it to end, but I'm like, I'm excited to see what happens. I'm not in like this rush to finish it, but I'm like worried, I guess. There is so much that I want to happen and not enough time for it to all happen. So I think I'm just like unbalanced. I feel unbalanced or ill prepared, one of the two. I don't know. But I came home from work tonight and I decided we are going to finish this because I want to pick up a new book. And while I have like kind of technically started that book already, I haven't deep dived into it because I told myself I had to finish this first because its other book I want to pick up is also a romance. Shocker. We're reading romances, and I want to read this, and I want to find out what happens, you know? So without further ado, we are going to go finish reading Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I have 100 pages left. I am marking it though. Like, I'm like tabbing it. A little life hack, by the way, if you're someone who likes to like highlight or maybe just like do pencil marks, then like add your little tabbies. I hate reading and having my tabbies, so I just use I'm insane. So I have like 5 different colors for different emotions and everything, and then my pen. I do all of that while I'm reading, and then I go back after I've read the book and add all my little tibbity tabbities in. It's honestly an insane way to do it, and I don't know if I would recommend anybody else to do it this way. But I'm going to continue doing it this way because I love it, and felt the need to share that with you, which I'm now realizing is a little bit weird. I think I'm putting off the inevitable. I'm gonna go finish Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I'm excited too. I'm really just putting it off. Let's go finish this guy. It has been almost 2 hours. It took me an hour and 45 minutes to finish the last 100 pages of this, mostly because I was tabbing and writing and making art in my book, which I did do for the entirety of it, and I did enjoy doing for the entirety of it, which normally I get sick of it. But I loved it. But I finished this. I'm done. I did not enjoy this as much as I enjoyed Hooked. Like, not even close. And I feel really bad saying that because I genuinely love Emily McIntyre. I genuinely love the person that she is. But I just don't think that this was for me, which is crazy because of how much I love the first one and the fact that there's like nothing inherently wrong with it. I don't know if it's because of how my current government is failing me and the rest of society, but this felt so politically driven, which is fine. I love reading politically driven books. I just wasn't expecting it going into this, and I think that might be a little bit of my problem because I have 5 sections that I tab for every single time I tab a book, and they change, but in this one it's da 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 da. Then I have one that's called thoughts, right, which is my thoughts on what's happening in the book that I feel the need to like highlight because it's that important to me. And that color of highlighting very quickly turned into me highlighting things that I felt related to what we're currently seeing in the world. For example, I just found the quickest one that I could. This one says, "Everyone deserves to be remembered, even if even if it's to imagine their soul burning in the pits of hell." Which, granted, is a little bit violent, okay? Not really the best example. But I'm just like, yeah, everyone does deserve to be remembered. And I do kind of agree with that too, you know? Because there's just so much bad happening in the world right now. And I can't, like, as much as I think I'm handling it well, I think that it's eating away at my conscience and my humanity a little bit more than I'd like to admit. So reading a very politically driven book where, granted, this is like kings and queens, right? But we ain't that far off. It's mind blowing. It's messing with my head. I found another one. This one's a little bit better of an example. It says, "We're the same country, yet we're worlds apart." Which, duh. I don't even need to add anything to that. "I wonder how two places within the same country can be so vastly different, yet coexist within the same borders. I suppose it's because borders are man-made and Mother Nature doesn't confine herself to the rules of man. If only we all could be so lucky." Oh my god, I highlighted this one and had a lot to say about this. Hold on. "He isn't particularly charming and he doesn't have the brains to be clever or witty, but he's conventionally attractive and spends his life being the crown prince. And for the masses, that's enough." For the masses, that's enough is underlined, but I have more. "Even though Michael excelled in nothing but pushing down others in order to feel strong, people often want to believe the only ones placed on pedestals deserve to be there." Once again, underlined. People often want to believe the only ones placed on pedestals deserve to be there. And want to know what I had to say about that? Fuck. Okay. Yet another book relating to the real world that shouldn't be. Finishing this book is giving me almost the same feeling as when I finished The Grace Year. Not in the fact of like, this is my life, and not in the fact of I feel the need to cry. This one is more rage and anger that an author can write a book like this that is monarchy galore. And I feel like it fits my supposed democracy that I'm living in. And I literally was about to say, I'm not trying to make this political, but I mean, it is political. Reading is political. Everything that happens in this world is political, and I'm really tired of acting like it's not. I am not going to turn this into a rant about my beliefs, how I'm feeling about everything that's happening in this world, because that's not what this is. This is just supposed to be me talking about the book, but I think that where I am at in my life, where America is at in its crooked standpoint, and everything else about current society is very much affecting how I'm going to be rating this book, simply because of the fact that this is a political book, and I don't think I knew that going in. Like, again, so many factors, right? The political aspect aside, because I've been talking about it for God knows how long now, the romance in this book was delectable. I ate it up. I loved it. It was a slow fucking burn, which I was not anticipating, but loved nonetheless. I truly think that these two are going to live out a very happy life together, and we saw that a little bit in the epilogue, but I do think that they are going to continue to have a very happy life together. I could not have asked for a better ending as far as the throne goes, and as far as the monarchy goes. I think it's going great. I did not pick up on who most of these characters were, because again, it's a retelling of The Lion King. It didn't pick up on most of it until literally the last 50 pages. Kid you not, I was writing in the margins of, oh my god, and that scene that I just read, that's that scene in the movie, because I'm that much of an idiot. But all that being said, I did mostly enjoy this. I think I just have a little bit of rage with this book because it's raging and I'm raging. And instead of raging together, I'm raging at it because it can't solve my problems. With that being said, Scarred by Emily McIntyre, not Emily Henry, is getting a 2.75 out of 3 stars from me. I have never in my life given a book a 0.75 rating or a 0.25 rating. I have kept it it to either solid stars or half stars the entirety of my reading, but I cannot do that for this book. Most of the time in the past, if I'm even debating like doing it like a 2.5 or a 3, I'll just do whatever feels right. Like, ooh, cool. But I could not do it with this. I literally couldn't. And I really honestly hate that I'm becoming that obnoxious person that does 0.75 and 0.25, but I'm sorry, it's not happening. I'm not changing it. Live, laugh, love. I do think that I would still recommend this book. I did really enjoy it. I just think that going into it, you should know it's a little bit more plot driven than Hooked. Again, nothing wrong with Hooked. I loved Hooked, and nothing wrong with this. I did like this. I just didn't love it as much as I was expecting to, which is really interesting for me. But honestly, the more that I look at my reading, the books I think I'm going to love, I hate, and the books I think I'm going to like or not enjoy a lot, I love. So maybe I just don't know what I'm talking about at all and should just never talk again. I'm kidding, that's dramatic, but you know. C'est la vie, we move on. And we do have a book that we are moving on to already. I'm gonna have to pull it up on my iPad because my physical copy is downstairs. Please bear with me. The next book that I'm going to be reading is going to be Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. There we go. Can you see it? Oh, it went away. I don't think there's a way on here that I can show you the cover without it automatically going to the book because it's like opening the book. You know what I mean? This is the Kindle app on my iPad, but we're reading Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. Technically, as you can see, I did already start this last night. I'm only on chapter 3. I only read the first 2 chapters, but I literally could not stop myself from starting this book despite the fact that I was in the middle of Scarred. I read Still in Air in January by Sophie Lark, and that is the second book in the Brutal Birthright series. This one is the third, and I ate it up. I loved it, and I wanted that again because I think I was having anger issues with Scarred now that I'm like looking back on it. I did read the first 2 chapters of what is the book called? I literally don't even know. Savage Lover? Savage Lover. I read the first 2 chapters of Savage Lover. All of that really did was introduce me to the characters, and I love them, I think. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion yet, honestly. 2 chapters, like, I'm 30 pages in. I can't tell you much. And I actually have no idea what this book is about because all I know is that it's in the Brutal Birthright series, and I love the series, and I want to continue and finish the series. Oh, thank you, cat. Oh, there you go. My apologies. The cat did not like the camera angle. I had to shift you a little bit. But as I was trying to say, I don't really know what ride I'm in for. I know it's a mafia romance. That's where my knowledge ends, and I'm okay with that. I just want to continue the series, man, and that is what I'm going to go start tonight is going to be continuing on in Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. We will not get very far because it's already like 10:30 and I'm crashing. I didn't have caffeine today, but I am going to go get cozy, get ready for bed, read my little book, and I think we'll reconvene about my current thoughts in the morning. I feel so far away from my camera, but look at this. Look at this place. Isn't it fantastic? I'm sitting on like a giant beanbag type situation. It's not a beanbag. It's like completely foam, like stuffing or whatever. But I got it from Costco like 3 years ago now. And the whole point was for me to have a reading corner in my room. But then I piled all my laundry on it. And then I started cleaning my room and pushed all the laundry off. And I have this back. For now, anyway, and I'm very excited about it. I think I actually read a little bit of Scarred here too, but I just wanted to tell you, this is my poof, this is my reading corner, and I absolutely love it. It means a lot to me. Anyways, we are currently reading Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. Sophie Lark is what we're reading. I am having the same issue with this book as I am with Stolen Air, and the fact that I could not put this down in order to talk to you. Like, I could not stop. My next chapter is chapter 15. I am 130 pages into the book already, and this book is barely 300 pages. Like, I am almost halfway through this book, and it hasn't even been a day of me actually reading it. It hasn't even been a day. To be completely honest with you, there is nothing like super duper enthralling about this romance yet. It is pretty straightforward. It's not something I've read before, at least not how these characters have met and how their romance is starting to progress, but I'm not like over here giggling and kicking my feet majorly, but I am over here giggling and kicking my feet in a polite manner, if that makes sense. I love Nero and I love Camille, and I think that they are super duper cute together, and I cannot wait to see where their relationship goes, but I am definitely not feeling the same tension as I did between, was it Miko and Nessa? That's Stolen Air, right? I think it's Miko and Nessa. I'm not feeling the same tension at least not to the same extent. Not that that's a bad thing though, like I said, still thoroughly enjoying this, and I am enjoying it so much so that it is my plan to finish it. So without further ado, let us go finish reading Savage Lover by Sophie Lark, because I just want to eat it up. I just want to eat it up, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen right now. Y'all, okay, it's the next morning. We've officially finished our— where did I put my book? Savage Lover by Sophie Lark. We finished Savage Lover by Sophie Lark last night, and it was so good. This is still 100% in the mafia, like, situation, right? It 100% is still a mafia, but I don't think I would call it a mafia romance. It's still a romance, and it's still mafia, but the mafia and the romance don't really coincide with each other a lot in this book. The way that Nero and Camille fell in love is very much having to do with cars, like the vroom vrooms, the things that you drive. They built like an actual connection, and the fact that they knew each other when they were kids. So this was absolutely adorable. I flew through it. Clearly read essentially the entire thing in a day. With that being said though, nothing insane happens in here. It is literally just a romance, and it is progressing in the storyline of the Brutal Birthright series, which you do 100% have to read in order, by the way. I've never seen anybody ask that before, but yeah, there's a lot of referencing to what happens in previous books in this book, and in Stolen Air it referenced what happened in Brutal Prince. So if you're going to read the series, I would 100% recommend reading it in order. But Savage Lover is what we're supposed to be talking about. I do this every time. I loved it. It was good, but it wasn't great. Like I said when we were talking, I think last time, it had me giggling and kicking my feet, but it didn't have me giggling and kicking my feet like a deranged animal. It had me doing it like a respectable woman in the 1600s with the poofy dresses. You get the vibe? Was that the 1600s? I think that was the 1600s. I'm not a history major. I took finance. Don't ask me. I'm a finance bro. No, very clearly not a finance bro, but also not a history major. Very much just cute book. Liked it. Didn't love it. It got a 3-star from me. I don't want to say that I'm disappointed in the books that we've read, because I've liked both of these. They've both been good, right? This is Scarred, the first one that we picked up. But both of these series are ones that I absolutely adore and have been like gnawing at the bit to continue in. And both of them have fallen just a little bit flat to my like up here expectations. They were like here and here. You know, like, it's not bad. It's still a good book. It's above average, but it's not like my 5-star area. Though I have realized when coming back into reading, I am a harsh freaking rater, bro. I don't think I've very rarely rate books 5 stars. I'm like, it reminds me of like what that one stupid TikTok I watched about France and how getting 100 is like considered perfection. You can't do any better. And like the average grade is an 80, and that's like high honors essentially for like their school grading system. That's I feel French in my reading, in how I talk about it and how I rate it, but that's also not important. Nonetheless, I think that we have enough time to pick up one more romance book today together at this time. As much as I want to pick up Bloody Heart or Wretched, which are the next books in these series, we're not going to do that. I am still picking up a book from the series because I need to finish some of these series that I'm in the middle of. I've so much repetition, and I feel like I'm talking to myself in like literal circles, but I do want to finish these freaking series so I can start new ones, because there's new ones on my shelves that I want to read, but I've told myself I can't start any new ones until I finish some old ones. Anyways, with that being said, the next book we're going to be picking up is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. I actually am not in love with this series. It's not my favorite. It's there, I guess. It's honestly a little bit below average for me. Like, it's just nothing spectacular, but I want to finish it because of the cliffhanger we were left on after Reckless. That was like evil. absolutely evil right there. But despite the fact that I have a little shrine to my Powerless books in here, and I think I have actually what is that called? An exclusive edition of some sort? Either way, despite me owning all of the other books, I don't actually own Fearless, but I did get it as an audiobook through my library through Libby, which is how we are going to be reading it today. Going into it, I don't have any expectations actually. I am just really excited to be done with the series so I can move on. The expectations are here, maybe a little bit lower, and I'm looking forward to them hopefully coming up a little bit, but probably not. Anyways, let's go get started on reading Fearless. Let's see what fearful things don't scare me. I don't know. I'm just excited. Alrighty, it is the next day. I am about 65% of the way, or is it 70? I don't even know. I am significantly over halfway through freaking Fearless. I don't even have anything to say about it. Like, literally nothing. There's nothing inherently wrong with Fearless, but all that it is our main girl Peyton going through trials again to prove her worth for a certain thing. And, like, fine, whatever. And the romance, which is the whole reason we're reading this book, yes, it's there. Yes, it's happening. The yearning in it is, like, top tier. But I don't even know why this is where we're at, I guess. Like I said, nothing is inherently wrong with it. Like, it's nothing bad. It's not a bad book by any means. I just, like, there's nothing really happening. The first book was Trials to win something, and now we're in Trials in book 3 again, because apparently that's all we know how to do. But it is entertaining me enough to make me want to continue to read it, just to finish it, because I want to know what happens to our characters, even though I think I know what's going to happen, because it's stupidly predictable. Either way, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I literally have no other words to say about it. It just feels repetitive, and I'm over it, and I just want to be done. This is terrible. This is, like, really bad. Worst reading week of my life, by the way, just as far as vibes go. Not having it, but I'm gonna go finish Fearless really quickly, and then we can be done. I just want to be done. I'm gonna go be done. This is so stupid. This is not okay.
Is your stars changing?
Yeah! If it wasn't obvious, I did not go into this book with high expectations. The expectations were pretty low, especially after what happened in Reckless. I just wanted to see what happened to my characters, right? That's all that I cared about. I just wanted to conclude their story and have a nice little moment. I did not get to conclude my story or have a nice little moment when I was reading this book. I just didn't. The best way that I can describe Fearless is that it's split into 2 different plot parts. The first part of the book is Peyton proving herself to the people of Ilia about a certain thing that she's doing and is happening. And then the second part of the book, I don't even know what to call it. I call it bullshit. The first part where Peyton is proving herself feels very much copy-paste from Powerless, the first book in the series. Like, exactly the same scenes, same things going on. It was just so repetitive, I didn't even know why it was there. And the more that I think about it, that part of the book didn't need to be there. We could have focused on this other part that I'm calling bullshit, because it was bullshit, and not had the ending that did. I did not expect to cry going into Fearless. I don't know what Miss Lauren was thinking doing that to a certain character, but that was not okay. That was not okay. I don't even care if it was like for the moral thing of this is what power does to you. Shut up. No. I literally despise what they did to my boy. What they did to him? That was wrong. That was so wrong on so many levels, especially because of the motive behind it, taking out, like, that one factor that made him go a little crazy. Like, the freaking his motivation for why he was doing what he was doing was so sweet. And it was still bad, but it was still so sweet. It pissed me off more than the third act breakup. I hate third act breakups. I think they're stupid. That's a romance thing. Wait, we're reading romance books. Oh, speaking of freaking romance, this book was not as romance driven as I thought it was going to be, and I am a little bit mildly disappointed. Then again, I did pick a romantasy, so a romance fantasy, that is partly on me. But with the way Reckless ended, I thought it was going to be like Romance freaking City, you know? And in a way it was, but it was really just more of the same banter until we reached the final conclusion. But that stupid bullshit thing had to happen first. I don't love it. I really don't love it. I don't even like it. I don't like the book. I don't like it. I'm sorry, I don't like it. I actually read Goodreads reviews on this book, which I normally don't do after finishing books, but I read Goodreads reviews because I'm like, am I crazy? Like, what are people liking about this? But no, there are a lot of people who are in the same boat as me. Is like, this feel cohesive, like, it's just weird. I didn't like it. So on and so forth. So I do feel very validated in my judgment. Not that I have to feel validated to have an opinion, but like, did I interpret something wrong? But no, I genuinely just don't think that this was a good book. Also, reading the Goodreads reviews, it sounds like the author took different parts from different stories and put it into hers. I don't want to speak on that too much because I genuinely have no idea. I have never read any of those other series, and I didn't want to read that certain review because it looked like I was going to get spoilers, and I didn't want to get spoilers for those series because those are ones that I want to read. But the one like assimilation or like similarity between two of them was the Hunger Games and then the Purging Trials, and I didn't read anything after that because that's when I was like, I haven't read the Hunger Games yet. I'm sorry. I haven't watched the Hunger Games. I'm also sorry, but like, I don't want to get spoilers for it because I do want to develop and explore that world at one point. But it's just like, actually, yeah, that does make a little bit of sense. Like, literally just the title. But I'm like, it's fantasy. Isn't Hunger Games fantasy too? I'm pretty sure Hunger Games is fantasy, but in fantasy genre, you're gonna find things that overlap, you know? But if it's just little things like that, I don't think it's like terrible. Like, you know how many trials I read about? Like, we talk about this all the time. I read about so many trials and so many training arcs that it's insane, but I still find books that I like. I don't know, like, it's one of those things, I guess. I don't know. And really, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I didn't like Fearless. And I feel really like disappointed because I didn't have any books that I liked this week. What the heck? Fearless got a 2.5 out of 5. I was so close to giving it a 3, simply because it made me cry. But I feel like that shouldn't make it higher on my scale. If anything, it should make it lower, but I'm not giving it lower. I don't know. Right now it's at a 2.5. It may change. I don't know. We'll have to find out when we wrap up my February reading because I genuinely have no idea at this moment in time. But with that, thank you so much for reading romance reads with me today / this week. Week for me, probably like 20-30 minutes for you. Either way, we did it. Congratulations. Until next time, I hope that your guys' book worlds are treating you better than mine are treating me. It's normally just as well, but mine are not doing so hot right now. So I hope you're having a better time than I am with your reading. And until next Wednesday, I hope that you stay safe, happy, healthy, and all of the wonderful, amazing good things in your life are happening. And I can't wait to see you then. Cheers, guys.